All right, so are you ready to, like, trade the city for an island?
Yeah.
We're diving into a guide today all about making the most of the ocean and palm trees.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Island Experiences for Beginner Content Creators. Top 10 guide.
Yeah.
But, like, we're not just listing places.
Right.
We're going to, like, figure out how to turn those island vibes into awesome content.
It's a really cool guide because it like pushes you to do more than take a pretty picture, you know? It's about understanding how to use those elements,
Yeah.
like the light and the composition, even the island's energy, to tell a story.
Okay, so let's start with something everyone loves.
Yeah.
Sunrise and sunset shots.
Oh, yeah.
The guide is full of them,
Absolutely.
but it's like more than pointing your camera at the sky, right?
Yeah, for sure. The guide suggests you use the golden hour.
Okay.
You know, that time just after sunrise or right before sunset to get those warm, kind of magical colors. But think about why that works. It's not just pretty colors. It's about like making people feel tranquility or even a little magic.
And I bet a tripod is really useful here.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Not just to keep the camera steady, but for those time lapses the guide talks about.
Exactly. Think about capturing that change from the orange sky to those dark blues and purples as the stars come out.
Yeah.
A time lapse lets you like fit that whole experience into a few seconds.
Wow, that's so much better than just one picture.
Yeah.
Now, the guide also talks about finding those hidden beaches.
Yeah.
Those spots that are off the beaten path.
That's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
A totally empty beach might seem perfect, but sometimes the energy of a busy beach,
Right.
you know, with all the people and the laughter and the vendors, that can add to your story. It's about the island's vibe, not just how it looks.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah,
So it's more about choosing the best location to fit the story you're trying to tell.
exactly. Like, what feeling do you want to show? Peacefulness, excitement, adventure.
Right.
Then choose a location that matches.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
One thing I'm really excited about is the underwater world.
Oh, yeah.
The guy talks about snorkeling and diving, but not everyone has underwater cameras.
That's where you get creative. Even a simple waterproof phone case can get you some amazing shots.
Really?
Yeah, think about close-ups of the coral or a picture of your feet above some fish.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
It's about those little moments, those details that make the experience unique.
exactly. And if you are using your phone, you can experiment with those underwater filters.
Oh,
They can really make those blues and greens look even better.
Great tip. Now, speaking of things that look amazing, let's talk food.
Yes.
This guide is all about the local food.
Food is such a good way to connect with a culture, and the guide really shows that.
Yeah.
But instead of just a picture of your plate, think about like documenting the whole experience.
Okay.
Maybe you could get a shot of the market where you got the ingredients or a close-up of a chef making a traditional dish.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
It adds so much more to the picture.
exactly. And think about those behind-the-scenes moments.
Yeah.
Like a picture of you learning to make coconut milk or trying a new fruit.
Okay, now you're making me hungry. Speaking of experiencing the island, the guide also talks about those awesome wildlife encounters.
Yes, those are the moments that can make your content really stand out.
Yeah.
But remember, it's about respecting the animals and where they live. Don't chase them for a photo.
Right, being ethical is super important, but I bet you can still get amazing pictures from a distance.
Oh, absolutely. Think about those wide shots that show the animal in its natural habitat,
Yeah.
like a sea turtle swimming or a monkey in the trees. Those images tell a story without needing to get close.
So it's more about capturing the feeling of the encounter.
Exactly. And remember, sometimes the coolest wildlife encounters happen when you least expect them.
Yeah.
Be ready to capture them, even if it means putting your phone down and enjoying the experience.
So true. It's those unexpected moments that often make the best memories and the best content. So true. Those unexpected moments are the best. Now, the guide also mentions island hikes.
Uh-huh.
I'll be honest, I'm more of a lay on the beach person.
I get that. But the guide makes a good point about those hikes leading to amazing views.
Okay.
You know that panoramic shot from the top of a mountain overlooking the ocean?
Yeah.
That's the content that makes people stop scrolling.
Okay, I see what you mean. And I bet it's a good chance to use those bonus tips the guide mentions,
Oh yeah, for sure.
like using editing apps to make those landscape shots even better.
Totally. Think about using an app to adjust the colors, or maybe adding a little something to focus on a specific part of the photo.
So it's about more than just taking the picture.
Right.
It's about knowing how to like improve it and make the story better.
Exactly. And remember, those editing apps can also create different moods. You could make it feel bright and happy or like more dramatic and serious.
Oh, cool. Now, for those who want more action than a hike, The guide also suggests trying island activities.
Yeah.
Things like paddleboarding, zip lining, or surfing.
This is where you can show your adventurous side.
Right.
Think about those action shots, like jumping off a cliff, a close-up of your feet on a surfboard, or even a selfie while ziplining.
Okay, that sounds fun. It's a good way to show people that you're not just about pretty pictures.
Yeah.
You're about experiencing everything the island has to offer.
Exactly. And it plays into that consistency the guide talks about.
Okay.
If you're always posting stuff that shows you're active and engaged, people are more likely to follow you and see what you do next.
Makes sense. Let's talk about something a bit more relaxed now.
Okay.
Immersing ourselves in the local culture. The guide talks a lot about festivals, ceremonies, and performances.
Yeah, this is where you can really capture the heart of the island.
Okay.
Think about those pictures of locals dancing or a close-up of someone making a craft. It's about the realness of the island
Right.
and sharing those experiences with everyone.
It's a great opportunity to practice those engaging with locals tips from the guide,
Absolutely.
like talking with a craftsperson or asking someone to teach you a dance.
Exactly. Those little interactions can make great stories and give your content a personal touch.
Speaking of personal touches, as the sun sets, the guide reminds us that islands are perfect for stargazing.
Oh yeah, with less light, you can get those amazing pictures of the Milky Way and stars.
Cool.
You know those shots you can't get in cities? Think about using a long exposure to make those dreamy star trails.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like capturing the universe.
Right, and it's a great way to end a day of content creation.
Now, the last thing the guide talks about is creating that island aesthetic. Like flowy dresses, tropical prints, beachy vibes.
This is where your style comes in. It's not about copying what you see, it's about finding what feels right for you.
Yeah.
Maybe you like bold colors, or maybe you prefer a simpler look.
So it's about adding the island to your style.
Right. The key is to be confident and let that show in your content.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. From sunrise to stargazing food to wildlife, we've looked at a lot of ideas from this guide.
Definitely.
But what does it all mean for you, the listener?
It means you don't need fancy cameras or professional skills to make amazing island content.
Right.
It's about being curious, trying new things, and most importantly, having fun.
Exactly. You don't need millions of followers to tell a good story. Just be yourself and let the island inspire you. Yeah, it really is about capturing those real moments and sharing them in a way that feels true to you.
For sure. And, you know, we've been talking about all this visual stuff.
Yeah.
But I think we should mention sound, too.
Yeah, right.
The guide doesn't really talk about it, but imagine capturing the sounds of the ocean or the wind in the palm trees.
Oh, that's a good point. Adding those sounds could really make people feel like they're on the island.
Exactly. Think about how those sounds can make you feel peaceful or excited or even a little mysterious. It's another way to tell the story and make your content more immersive.
Yeah, and it's not just the obvious sounds, right? What about those smaller details like glasses clinking at a bar or kids laughing?
Those little things can make a big difference. They create atmosphere and make people feel like they're right there with you experiencing the island.
It's like we've gone from just looking at pictures to like a whole experience.
Exactly. And if you want to go even further,
Yeah.
you could even think about describing smells and textures.
Oh, wow.
Like imagine talking about the smell of flowers or the feel of the sand.
That's a cool idea. It's about using all the senses.
Right. It's about going beyond just what you see.
So there you have it. We've done a deep dive into this island content creation guide and looked at not just what to do, but why and how.
Yeah.
From sunrise to stargazing, from local food to those unexpected animal encounters, we found so many ideas for anyone who wants to make better island content.
And remember, the most important thing is to have fun, be yourself, and let the island inspire you.
That's a great way to put it. So pack your bags, grab your camera, and get ready to tell your own island story.
Yep.
Who knows, maybe this deep dive will make you book that trip you've been thinking about.
And don't forget, the best camera is the one you have with you, whether it's a fancy one or just your phone. It's all about the story you want to tell.
That's all for our island adventure, everyone. Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep diving deep into the world.